realization is not scary, but rather a process with enormous benefits. In writing this book, I have kept three major points in mind that I feel will help others come to that realization. First, we tend not to see the forest for the trees when it comes to this emerging space. Everyone has heard about some problem that has come about since the advent of blockchain, the hacking of Mt. Gox, and the subsequent theft of millions of dollars of Bitcoin, the role of cryptocurrency in the drug trade that functioned over the website Silk Road, or the use of cryptocurrencies to prop up dictators in North Korea or Venezuela, to name a few. It would be unwise, however, to allow these headline-grabbing occurrences to warp our view of the broader picture. Throughout history, mishaps and unfortunate events tend to happen when new frontiers open up in the world of finance. We're all familiar with the stories of how Willie Sutton, Bonnie and Clyde, or public enemy number one John Dillinger terrified the country, targeting insecure banks with their robbing sprees. It actually wasn't too long ago when no one in his or her right mind would have given out a credit card number over the internet to make a purchase. I could go on and on listing similar examples from the past. Many issues affecting blockchain are getting sorted out as the technology matures, just as would be the case in any emerging technology or advancement. As higher standards are applied and as the market embraces regulatory compliance, so too will the public begin to embrace and trust blockchain. There is no doubt that our current financial system is anything but perfect. Name-brand banks are constantly in the news due to involvement in money laundering scandals. Financial services firms are frequently bested by cybercriminals who hack user information. The last time I checked, the paper dollars and euros in our system are used in the trade of all kinds of illicit activities. In other words, let's not lose perspective, focus on a few bad apples, and forget all the positive attributes and additions to the financial infrastructure which blockchain technology will provide. Second, blockchain's complexities cause many to give up in trying to wrap their minds around its many facets. They throw the whole concept into the same category as rocket science and are waiting for a more concise explanation of how it works. Albert Einstein said, "Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler," and that if you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough. My goal in writing this book is to help boil the key concepts down to the essentials and not get bogged down in the details. Third, people become discouraged when they hear that once promised next big thing in blockchain gets leapfrogged by the new next big thing. The pace of development is incredible, with almost daily stories of exciting breakthrough improvements. Some of the best minds from both Wall Street and Silicon Valley are now focused on making the most out of this new technology and the opportunities it presents. That is one thing that won't change. I'll be the first to tell you I don't have a crystal ball. It is difficult to keep up with the ever-changing environment of technology, cost, and regulation in this market. If I had tried to write out a game plan predicting how this industry would unfold, then this book would be out of date before its publication. Instead, my objective is to provide a framework for the potential of what blockchain and security tokens can do within the financial industry. It will also give the reader an understanding of what factors and attributes to look for in determining which projects are most likely to thrive in this new environment. It seems inevitable that one day all investable assets will be tokenized, and that we will see an unbelievable amount of wealth transferred onto the blockchain. There will likely be a time when security tokens are globally traded, and, in theory, anyone who has an internet connection and is within the regulatory limits will be able to access and exchange them. This will result in capital market access being democratized, not only for large institutions or the wealthiest classes, but for any investor around the world. One of the most exciting parts about all of this is that everyone can get involved. Baxter Hines, April 2020.